And look at that yellow spot there where all the flowers have, all the buds have fallen down from the tree there. Yeah, it's quite spring, but today the weather will not be as good, I guess. Let's see what it is. 1584. I never really saw that statehood there. I would guess that's probably Arminius, like the guy who led the Germans against the Romans in the Teutoburg forest. Quite interesting. Sometimes this is like the mayor's office here in the city. It says Witzenhausen, like like one of the most important producers of cherries in Germany. And they have like the cherry week thing, but no real events today. I guess we haven't missed. It's already crumbling there. Paint drop. It's really having a hard time. Is that 1880? It's probably older. But 1280? That's also not quite realistic. Here the inscription. This house is mine, but also not mine. After me, somebody else will own it. Something. Yours is his, but also not his. Whom will be the lord of this house? Something in that direction. Yeah. This is also crumbling. Yeah, the paint. It's a problem with the half-timbered houses. Oh, that one's quite interesting. So like here I've filled in the half-timbered parts with bricks. Oh, okay, built 1480, renovated 2008 to 2010. Some late Latin. Das ist Hetus Areficium amata murus obliquus.
Ich höre schon jetzt.
This is a really old house over there. That's the church, I think. Yeah.
Jemand spielt in der Kirche das Klavier.
Yeah, so it's a really beautiful city. It's like there are many students here due to the agricultural department of the university. So, ein Brunnen. See how deep the rail is. Sure, what's that? 8 meters? Mit 8 Meter? 10 Meter?
300 Meter.
Das so tief nicht. So usually like the half-timbered houses, the in-between section are filled in with sticks and mud, which is quite good for isolation actually. But like when sometimes in renovations they fill them up with brick. I'm quite sure if that's quite good. I cannot really say. Church Street. Yeah. Like the thing is like, you have to imagine that all the bigger cities in Germany were very much like the big destroyed ones like Castle Frankfurt, Schweinfurt, Nuremberg. Like the buildings have been very much the same. Oh, that one looks like nobody's living here anymore. The windows are really terrible. Yeah. It's just a crash of the owner, or like maybe the firefighters somewhere. One bolted those struts on there to prevent parts from falling on the street. Well, like the work to do a renovation is substantial and really expensive. That's like a plaque for extensional engagement to preserve the face of the city, so to say. Werbung. That's interesting. Yeah, see, like the plaque for the building, 1789. So right in the times of the French Revolution. Yeah. Maybe the birth of it, and there was modernization in 1982 to 83. What's that? Oh, some classic cars or somebody marrying. That's quite interesting. See how the color difference. I guess the lower part does not get as much sun as the upper part, probably. It's like in the. That's like one advantage with our house, that we are on a corner where we really get sun on our house, despite having the classic building structure. Everything is quite boxed in, and usually have shadows sitting. You're not getting any sunlight on your house usually, or in some houses. Like our house gets like the morning sun, the midday sun, and the evening sun. It's like, yeah, something, if you ever do repaint or something, you need to keep in mind. Because I think like our house, probably like with the yellowish paint scheme we have, that seems quite good protected, or quite solid against the sun. Or maybe it was white one day, just went yellow, who knows. These are probably remaining parts of the old city wall. It's like every somewhat substantial city used to have a city wall. That's probably the barn. Looks also quite one down. That looks like it used to be a barn. Like even the connectors for electrical wires. Usually in Germany that's all underground. Very rarely that you have electrical or telephone wires in the open air anymore. But the city walls in the most cities have been have been broken down, like already in the 1800s, and cannons were quite more common. Sometimes they got rebuilt to star fortresses and such. And like in the case of the nearby city of Kassel, they like broke it all down, rebuilt it as a star fortress, and then broke that down also like in the 1800s sometime. I think after the Napoleonic Wars. Then either like the space was just needed for other stuff, or the status was somewhat changed. I think latest with the introduction of railway, that was like probably the death stroke for such big fortified cities. There's like one fortress in the area which we yet haven't visited. which I wanted to. Well, like it's quite interesting because like all the Hessian soldiers leased to Great Britain during the American Revolution were launched there. Here was the new bulwark to secure the river harbor. It was built in 1500 and destroyed in 1983. The plaque is from 1985. Yeah. It's like in West Germany you have this big part of destruction during the Second World War, of course, but then also many buildings have been removed for modernization. So this is something very common, and like that's the reason that you're in the eastern parts of Germany where they actually didn't invest anything like either in modernization or removal. Like they tended to use those big housing blocks somewhere outside the cities because it was much cheaper. In some Eastern German cities now have much more intact housing structure. Also, like due to the higher distance to Great Britain and such, they probably had a little bit less bombing there. In the smaller cities, but yeah, it's quite interesting with all the doves on the roof there. So it's like nowadays, of course, there is much more incentive to preserve the old buildings on the one hand. On the other hand, it's like and nobody's really going to pay for it. So it's like some owners do just keep letting them degrade till they arrive at a point where they either collapse themselves or they cannot be saved. There are two swans, yeah. My daughter pointed out. Yeah, here are some flood markers from 1909 and 1926. Yeah, I had like another video in a city a little bit downriver, Hanmünden, where the Werra here leads into the Fulda, where you have much more markers and like over hundreds of years. I guess like here it's not so much endangered to floodings, having just the one river compared to the two rivers in Hanmünden. There it's probably a place which is much more prone to flooding, and then you have like there it's going into a small valley, while here it's much more spaces. So the river has actually a place where it can flood and probably have a dike or something protecting the city. Which probably what we are walking on here. I could mention that like diking in rivers is usually just moving the problem downstream, right? Like heavy rainfalls or melting snow. If there's no space upwards, at some point the river just cannot. The river does not contain the thing. I think this is the university. Actually, a part of the university. Not quite certain. All the people sitting there. Oh, it's like a Jewish cemetery here. It's always like almost surprising, but there are still so many left over which survived the Second World War. Maybe in the smaller cities where nobody was fanatical enough. Getting cuddled to death. And the other cat's on my feet, so I can't really move. It's like he's purring so loud, and yeah, get out of my face. Huh? Oh, that laugh, it's too much. either it's love or he's just rubbing in his scent via his glands on the he has on his head. Who knows? But yeah, other cat is just sitting on my knees, so I can't really move at all. And yeah, no escape from me. It's my nose. Just probably should shave or something. Or the kids throw the catnip on me, who knows? So now that's the spider, right? Haven't been here in a while, but the new owners seem to invest much more. Like not only fixing the broken stuff, but building new stuff. That's quite nice. Nicht streichen.
Wo ist eine Luna und der... Guck mal da, wo eine Luna ist.
Just too tired to film much at all.
Ja, geh mal da.
Nobody wants to try the steep one here. So almost back home after the train ride. The usual delays the German railway provided, as always. All the later, and yeah, it's actually our wedding anniversary, and haven't really heard much from our life so far. Just hope the flowers arrived. So yeah, another week in paradise. Look how peaceful they are sleeping around here. Unbelievable that they've been bashing each other like 5 minutes ago. Oh, how sweet.
Du bist kein Pet.
How sweet.